Lorde has done it again with her new album, Melodrama, the second album, her sophomore album, right after Pure Heroine, which came out a few years ago. And this album is incredible. This album is one of the best albums of this year so far, and I kid you not, it is worth the listen no matter what. The album focuses on her breakup that she's recently had, and she talks about this a lot in interviews, that she went through a breakup and it was her first major heartbreak. And you can tell that a lot of the songs are influenced by this and the feelings that humans go through after they've just been through a large heartbreak, and how emotional it can be for somebody to go through one of these. She started teasing this release quite a while ago with the first single, Green Light, which I think is an amazing single to start out with. It shows how after she has broken up with this person, there's a lot of partying, there's a lot of mistakes that you make, there's a lot of drinking, alcohol, there's a lot of things that you probably shouldn't do, but you're here and you want to try to cheer yourself up, you want to keep yourself busy, and you don't want to think about all these emotions that you're actually doing, and you don't want to think about the heartbreak that you've been going through. You want to try to keep that in the past, and you trying to show your party side that you can still be happy even when you're not. The techniques and everything really expand upon her first album, Pure Heroine. This one is a lot more sophisticated, a lot more background noises, you have a lot more synthesizers, and you have just more dynamic ranges and dynamic sounds that are not featured in the first album. Each song holds its own, which is not something that you can say about most albums today. Each song is powerful enough that you can listen to it on its own and you can understand what she's going through. And this is one of the few albums that I've listened to this year that I actually want more. I feel like she has this full album out and I want more of it. Most of the albums these days, like Katy Perry's Witness, there's so many songs on it, and you get this feeling that there's just too much. But with this album, it's surprising because I feel like there's not enough. I wish there was more to it, and I think that could only be a good sign. Just the way that Lorde uses her music and uses her lyrics are incredible on its own. She's one of the few writers that understands the meaning of each individual word and knows how important each word is in a song. The lyrics are, "I wish you rue the day you kissed a writer in the dark." And it's just an incredible, empowering lyric. How many artists do you hear about nowadays that are using the words rue? R-U-E. It's just like, wish you rue the day you kissed a writer in the dark. And it's just like, that really sticks with you, especially how she's saying it and how she's singing these lyrics. There's another one, Supercut. You never hear about supercuts anymore, and it's basically just like a quick summary when you're going in your head and you think about like a relationship, and how it's just a quick summary and how all flashes across your eyes really quickly in a matter of seconds. And she's saying that, now their relationship is just a supercut. Now all they have together is this brief few seconds that go in their mind. And that's incredible to think about, how your past, it's just a brief few seconds, and how every important event in your life ends up just being a supercut. You don't remember all the little things, and you never remember sometimes you never remember the good things and you only think about the bad things, but it ends up just being a supercut of these brief few moments that you remember that stick out to you, and then the rest kind of flutters away in the past. This is just definitely an incredible album. I suggest everybody check it out. Let me know what you think of the album. I enjoyed every second of it. I think every song has its own great tempo to it. It sticks out on its own, like I mentioned, and it really expands upon her first album. You can definitely see the new techniques that she's using, but also the techniques that she's keeping. She tends to use this backup vocal choir type thing. It kind of sounds like a choir, and then there's backup vocals to it that make it sound really eerie, and it's really interesting. And that's one of my favorite things about her first album, Pure Heroine. And then she continues to use this in Melodrama, and it's just an incredible way to express more emotion and more feeling into the album.